A significant feat has been achieved by Nigeria's national oil company, NNPC Limited. The acquisition of 15% equity stake in African Refinery, Port Harcourt. It's a strategic move to expand in-country refining capacity and strengthen energy security in Nigeria. Hello again and welcome to the program. This is Energy and You, a weekly show that brings you developments within the energy sector with a focus on NNPC Limited. I'm Egosa Egumbo. Also on the show tonight, NNPC Limited was at the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Games NOGIG 2024 as the defending champions. How did it go? Well, you'll have to stick around to find out about this and other major developments in the Nigerian energy sector. Please join us again. Thanks for staying with us. Now let's start off the program with international energy news and oil prices for this week. Oil prices were down by 1% on Monday, erasing gains from Friday as Israel-Hamas peace talks in Cairo eased fears of a wider conflict in the Middle East, and U.S. inflation data further dimmed the prospects of interest rate cuts anytime soon. Brent crude futures fell by as much as 1.09% to $88.52 a barrel. Top oil exporter Saudi Arabia may raise prices for most of the crude grades it sells to Asia in June to the highest levels in 5 months after Middle East benchmarks strengthened this month. The June official selling price of flagship Arab light crude may rise by 90 cents to close to a $3 per barrel premium to the average of Dubai and Oman. That's according to a Reuters survey, which would be the highest level since January. Energy ministers from the group of 7 wealthy countries meeting in Italy are discussing setting a common target date of 2035 to shut down their coal-powered power plants. An agreement on coal would mark a significant step in the direction indicated by the COP28 United Nations Climate Summit in Dubai last year to transition away from fossil fuels, of which coal is the most polluting. An American-based Nigerian scientist, Peter Ofuji Obidi, is exploring the recycling of carbon into biofuel to reduce carbon emission into the atmosphere, which is responsible for climate change affecting Africa's economy adversely. Obidi is a doctorate degree candidate in mechanical engineering at Missouri University of Science and Technology, United States of America. The $20.5 billion Dangote Refinery has a processing capacity of 650,000 barrels per day. The refinery, which finally began production in January, outshines Europe's largest refinery, the Pennis Refinery, with its installed capacity of 404,000 barrels per day. Additionally, the GOI Energy ISAB refinery in Italy, constructed with a refining capacity of 360,000 barrels per day, falls short compared to the Dangote facility. The long-awaited refinery has been hailed as a transformative force for Nigeria and the energy sector across sub-Saharan Africa. President Bola Tinubu has again defended his administration's decision to remove fuel subsidy in Nigeria, describing it as a necessary action to prevent the country from going bankrupt and to reset the economy on the growth path. At the World Economic Forum's special meeting on global collaboration, growth, and synergy for development in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, Tinubu acknowledged that the removal of fuel subsidy was a difficult decision, but one that was essential for the country's long-term interests. African oil and gas executives and small-medium enterprises operators are set to discuss opportunities and collaborations for investment in the industry at the 2024 Offshore Technology Conference in Houston, Texas, USA. Chief Executive Officer of Newhouse International Limited, Mrs. Jumoke Oyedun, confirmed in a statement that her company will lead a delegation of African executives and SMEs to the OTC 2024, taking place from May 6 to May 9.
We are the largest single asset holder in Africa's oil and gas industry. and poised to be the dynamic global energy company of choice. We are constantly innovating to be the prime company for energy sufficiency. We are NNPC Limited. Energy for today, energy for tomorrow.
You're watching Energy and You. In a bid to further boost local refining capacity, NNPC Limited has signed a deal with the African Refinery Port Harcourt for share subscription in a new 100,000 barrels per day refinery to be co-located within the Port Harcourt Refinery complex. Energy and You capture the moment in this report.
Speaking at the shared agreement signing ceremony held at the NNPC Towers in Abuja, NNPC Limited's Executive Vice President Downstream, Mr. Dakpo Shegun, described the partnership as a crucial step towards enhancing in-country refining capacity, aligning with the company's mandate of ensuring energy security for the country.
Partners are very excited as well. They have all of their financing lined up. They have all of the capacities to bring this project to life. We wouldn't be signing today if they don't have that. And I'm also excited because within a short time, we will see activity ramp up on site, and very quickly we'll see Africa Refinery Port Harcourt come to life.
He stated that the signing of the agreement is a significant step towards kickstarting the process of building the new refinery, which, when fully operational, will supply PMS, AGO, ATK, LPG and other petroleum products to the local and international markets and provide employment opportunities for Nigerians. On his part, Company Secretary and Legal Director, African Port Harcourt Refinery Limited, Mr. Tola Ayo Adeyemi, described the agreement with NNPC Limited as a historic milestone which reinforces the government's commitment to ensuring adequate energy supply in the country.
NNPC is not only a shareholder, NNPC also is working with African refineries in terms of sharing of utilities. Because we're within the Port Harcourt Refinery, we are looking at sharing utilities not only in terms of crude pipelines from Bonny, export pipelines out of the Port Harcourt Refinery will be shared, storage will be shared, and all the utilities and power will be shared together. Now that not only helps us as African refineries, it also helps Port Harcourt Refinery because there's another company that will share cost and our efficiencies will grow.
He said the project would be fast-tracked to ensure its completion within the span of this administration. African Refinery Port Harcourt Limited is a special purpose vehicle incorporated as a legal entity and a bid winner for the Port Harcourt Refinery co-location project.
We'll go on a short break here, but when Energy and You returns, there will be more stories, including the outcome of the 2024 Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Games. Stay with us. You're still watching Energy and You. Let's now go over to the oil-producing region of the country for a progress report on NNPC Limited's war with pipeline vandals and crude oil thieves.
The war on crude oil theft is on, and the industry-wide security collaboration on hydrocarbon infrastructure continues to record remarkable progress. Between the 20th and 26th of April 2024, a total of 185 incidents were recorded across several locations in the Niger Delta region from several incident sources. Pipeline Infrastructure Nigeria Limited, Nigeria Ajib Oil Company, Maton Engineering Company, NNPC Command and Control Center, Tantita Security Services, Shell Petroleum Development Company, Chevron, Heirs Energy Limited, and government security agencies. 52 illegal connections were discovered and removed in the past week across different locations in Bayelsa, Rivers, Abia, and Delta states. 57 illegal refineries located in Delta State, Rivers, Bayelsa were destroyed on site. 11 cases of vandalism on oil wellheads and pipelines were recorded in the past week in Rivers and Bayelsa State. In Azama, Bayelsa State, an insertion point was uncovered. Beside it, an artificial channel was dug to collect products into a pit nearby. 13 illegal storage sites were uncovered across the Niger Delta. In Yenagoa, Bayelsa State, sacks of crude oil, an oil reservoir, and drums of diesel were discovered and confiscated. Boats, drums, sacks, and reservoirs filled with crude oil and illegally refined products were found and confiscated in Rivers State. Similar cases were recorded in Delta, Abia, and Akwa Ibom State. While 22 wooden boats conveying stolen crude were seized and destroyed in Delta and Bayelsa State, 17 vehicles conveying stolen crude and illegally refined products were apprehended in Delta, Akwa Ibom, and Rivers State. 10 of these incidents took place in the deep blue water, 34 in the western region, 68 in the central region, and 73 in the eastern region. Between the 20th and 26th of April 2024, 57 suspects were arrested. For NNPC Limited, there is no backing down on the war on crude oil theft until the menace is eradicated for good.
To report crude oil theft or suspicious activities within your area, call the numbers on your screen now or send an email to report@stopcrudetheft.com. Handsome rewards await the whistleblower. Do your part. Report oil theft today.
The Nigeria Data Protection Act 2023 is the first comprehensive legislation on data protection in Nigeria. Being the primary instrument on data protection for the country, all business entities in Nigeria are expected to comply with the law. NNPC Limited in swift compliance keyed into the development by organizing a data privacy training for its data protection officers to bring them up to date with modern business trends. Here are the details.
The training was facilitated by the Enterprise Data Office of the Corporate Strategy and Sustainability Division of NNPC Limited. This is in collaboration with KPMG Nigeria, a professional body on financial and audit tax matters. The acting head, Enterprise Data Office, NNPC Limited, Mr. Jazuli Bello, had a charge for NNPC Limited's data stewards on what is expected of them after completing the capacity development exercise.
Non-compliance to the Act results to certain fines, either a fine or even prison term. In terms of fine, it results to 2% of gross revenue. So you can see the importance of protecting personal data, not only to NNPC, but even in Nigeria.
Within a span of 3 days, the training exercise covered 8 topics through an interactive session. Experts from KPMG spoke on various topics such as data privacy, role and responsibilities of data privacy stakeholders, data privacy breach and fines, data protection and compliance guidelines, amongst others.
From understanding what data privacy entails, the principles, lawful basis for processing, the different guidelines of data protection regulation, and even their own responsibility for coordinating within the SPUs. And those are some of the things that they've been able to learn. And from the feedback we've gotten from them, it's clear that a lot is being learned.
At the end of the training, the data stewards spoke on the key takeaway from the capacity building.
As the ITD data steward, I will go back to meet with the information security to ensure that they upgrade the infrastructure, to ensure that the privacy of every data that is collected in NNPC is maintained, because EDO is just to ensure compliance, with the regulation. But for the privacy, for the privacy of the data that is actually collected, it lies on ITD, that is the information security.
It has been a very, very insightful and eye-opening program. We have gotten to learn that data is a lifeline for any organization, including NNPC Limited. So our data spans from employee data up to exploration sites, and all. It's our lifeline, is our bloodline, and we need to, by all costs, protect it with all we can.
The major difference that we hope to see in staff, basically, first is a heightened awareness, an improved data culture, and then hence together we all have a data-driven community and a company as well too.
NNPC Limited continues to initiate strategies on awareness programs and knowledge-sharing sessions across the company on the importance of data protection and privacy. The target is to ensure that in no distant future, the National Oil Company will be one of the best companies on data protection management and compliance.
Introducing NNPC Foundation, established to set the pace for corporate social interventions in Nigeria and other key markets through capacity development programs, health-oriented initiatives, environmental sustainability, and providing access to energy. We are poised to empower and enrich the lives of Nigerians in a way that is sustainable, enduring, and impactful. We are not just another foundation. We are NNPC Foundation, creating a sustainable impact for a better tomorrow.
As Nigeria's biggest energy company, NNPC Limited continues to advocate for a tailored energy transition strategy for Africa. Several local and international energy industry players have at different times had the opportunity to discuss roadmaps and strategies to address the growing demand for emission reductions and cleaner forms of energy. As discussion continues on the larger scale, Energy and You went to the streets to find out what Nigerians know about renewable energy and its environmental benefits. Let's hear them.
When we talk about renewable energy, we're looking at energy that is derived from a natural source, say from solar, from sunlight, which we call solar a source of energy. It's natural, and so it doesn't have any effect on the environment.
It has a positive impact on public health and environmental as well, and improves air quality.
It has reduced the air pollution. Imagine you don't have to cook with your stove and all this work. You are using gas, then it means it reduces air pollution. Then it even helps us in our finances because it conserves our resources.
In my estate today, most of us prefer using solar system than generator because the noise pollution generators make these days is enough for you. You cannot even sleep, despite the fact that we are using the energy, but you cannot sleep with the pollutions. So solar energy is far preferable.
The 19th edition of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Games NOGIG ended with a grand closing ceremony on Saturday, 27th April 2024. NNPC won the games for the second time in a row, defeating 12 other oil and gas companies and regulatory agencies in a fierce competition that lasted for 1 week. The games featured football, volleyball, badminton, basketball, squash, table tennis, swimming, athletics, and many more. Well, here is a summary of the games, including all the winners and the colorful closing celebrations.
The 19th edition of the Nigerian Oil and Gas Industry Games NOGIG has ended in Abuja. The final results saw NNPC Limited maintaining its dominance in the Nigerian oil and gas industry sports as it emerged as the winner with 20 gold, 9 silver, and 21 bronze medals, making a total of 50 medals. It was followed by the Nigeria LNG Limited, which won 15 gold, 12 silver, and 11 bronze medals, while Shell finished third with 7 gold, 6 silver, and 9 bronze medals. The highly entertaining closing ceremony witnessed a high turnout of dignitaries within and outside the oil and gas industry, adding color to the event. The closing ceremony started with the third-place football match between NNPC and the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulatory Authority, NMDPRA, which NNPC won on penalties as the match ended 1-1 at regulation time. It was followed by the 100 meters men and women athletics, which the Nigeria LNG won. The Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board defeated the Nigeria LNG by a lone goal to win the football gold medal. In his remarks at the ceremony, the Minister of Sports, Senator John Eno, commended the organizers of the games and called on other sectors to emulate the oil and gas industry. He expressed delight at the turnout and quality of performance by the athletes, which he described as very encouraging, adding that the aim of the event, which is to engender a productive and healthy workforce, had been justified. The minister, represented by the Director of Federations and Elite Sports Development, Mr. Bamiduro Olumide, urged the organizers to internationalize the event by inviting other African countries to the next edition.
And we encourage every other sector to emulate the Nigerian oil and gas sector in organizing an event like this, so that there will be productivity in whatever that we do. And like I mentioned, I encourage them to extend this event to their international neighboring countries, so that we can have an international event maybe going forward. And I encourage them that as they come for the 20th edition, that it will be more glorious than this one.
Also in an address, the Group Chief Executive Officer of NNPC Limited, Mr. Mele Kyari, said the industry's strength is exemplified by the commitment to transform, embrace change, foster innovation, and drive sustainable growth as one big family with unity of purpose. Represented by the Executive Vice President, Gas, Power and New Energies, Olalekan Ogunleye, the GCEO commended all the athletes for embracing the spirit of the games and exhibiting the highest standards of sportsmanship, while restating the management's support for subsequent editions of the games.
Kudos and congratulations to all the athletes, to the NNPC contingent. We just watched them doing fantastically well at the football competition, but then they've also played fairly. So we urge everyone, enjoy the games, play safe, adopt fitness, choose a sport, be productive. Kudos to Team NNPC. Thank you very much.
The NNPC Chief Human Resources Officer, Mrs. Fatima Yakubu, who was visibly elated, attributed the performance of Team NNPC to good preparation and support from the management. She speaks more on the event.
People have won, people have lost, but at the end of the day, we have made a lot of new friends. NNPC has always been at the top of the medal table, and we intend to remain there because we are the leaders in the industry, and we will continue to be that leader in the industry.
The chairman of the organizing committee, Mrs. Ifeyiwa Mojo Eyes, expressed gratitude to the NNPC management and the participating companies and agencies for their support. She also commended the athletes for their sportsmanship.
I want to say thank you to my GCO, Mele Kyari, for his passion. When you're the leader, you need to walk the talk. So for me, I'm a participant as well as the chairman. So I participated in badminton. In 3 events, I had 2 bronze and 1 gold. So it's personal for me because NNPC is a defending champion with 13 gold medals, and for us to have 20 gold medals and top the chart, it blows my mind away.
Some of the athletes shared their thoughts on the event.
It's actually great. It's like we're empowering wellness. Aside our normal routine job, it is important for us to keep fit, and it's very important. And there are people coming together I have met new people, I've made new friends. It helps for networking too.
Training, hard work, and dedication. So we make sure we train to our capacity. The hard work, the level of commitment by all my team members here is top notch. I really must commend all of us. It's a collective effort, and we give glory to God.
Aliyu Abubakar is a member of NNPC football team who has participated in 7 editions of the No Gig.
This year's edition has been very intense. It has been very competitive. You can see a number of oil companies that have never participated are now participating. So it's telling us that as the defending champions, NNPC that we are, we cannot take anything for granted. For some of us that have played this tournament in the last 17 years, I think one key takeaway is that never be complacent. The opponent you think is a walkover will come out on the pitch and disgrace you. So we'll keep doing what we learn to do best. We're happy that this year NNPC is also topping the medals table. Yeah, so I think we have a lot to do to improve, and we'll keep on doing that.
The 19th edition of No Gig may have come and gone, but the memories will remain indelible as the bonds of friendship and the physical wellness it fosters will endure for a very long time. We congratulate Team NNPC for a successful outing and doing the company proud.
And that's our show this week. Many thanks for being a part of it. You can continue to catch up with all the episodes of Energy and You by scanning the code on your screen now. And remember to follow us on all our social media handles displayed on your screen to get updates of the activities of NNPC Limited. I'm Egosa Igumbo. Hope to see you again next time. Take care.